Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. Hello, hi. This is Cassidy reporting from the quarantine den, and here to bring all of y'all in attendance some gods and some generals. And as you can see here, we have the Windows XP machine, ripping, roaring, ready to go. And again, I have to thank Stuart Ashens for suggesting the cable that made all this possible. That was a weird one. Just, put out a call on Twitter, then it's like, at Ashens, and it's like, I guess he wasn't, he was taking a break from drinking like 100-year-old soda, and recommended me a very cool cable. So, oh boy, I got some real stinkers on here. Sorry, sometimes I just look at this desktop and I'm reminded that this computer's whole fate, its whole lot in life, is just to play shit, and I almost feel bad for it, but then I remember it's just a machine and not really, sentient. But if it did become sentient, this one would turn on me in a second. Let's see here. Now, if memory serves, it's going to be this Gods and Generals executable right here. Should I keep music on? I'm going to warn you. Music. Let's go. We'll see. If it gets to be too much to bear, let me know, and I will do something about that. In the meantime, I should probably make sure the audio is playing from the game. Are any of y'all hearing the game right now? I have a strong suspicion that you are, and that I'm not hearing it, which means... Yeah, okay. Cool. Yeah, sorry about that. Still some hiccups. I should probably be able to hear this on my own as well. That was the problem. I didn't have my my monitor on. Yeah. If you're just hearing bump dump bump dump bump dump, that's what I mean by the audio in this game being broken. That every single sample in this game is kind of just straight up busted. So that's about what we're in tune for here. The sound effects don't fare much better either. For those of you who don't know, Gods and Generals is a flop game based on a flop movie. Came out in 2003 to critical thrashing into very low box office, even though it was very high budgeted. Not to get into too much detail, but it's a Civil War movie in 2003 that sympathizes with the Confederacy. And that's pretty much all you need to know about it. But in case you need to know more, here's some papyrus font to let you know that Gods and Generals is based on real battles from the Civil War, as depicted in the movie. While the details of your game missions are fictional... right? Each is based on the historical events surrounding real battles and actual weapons that were available during the Civil War. And you can see here more text that we're not going to read. Some clips in the movie that serve as the cutscenes. Because if you're going to base your game on a movie, and you have footage available, just use that. Why make a cutscene? Why do anything in engine? And you can see that we're also going to go to Fredericksburg and Chancellorsville. And there's also some cool information about some Civil War weaponry here, which I actually have something of a minor interest in. But don't expect any of you to have such an interest, because why would you? Unusual equipment, steel body armor, Ketchum grenades, scoped muskets. I don't know if a scoped musket is really unusual, per se, but by the game's logic, sure. Anyway, that's enough milling about. We're gonna go into this thing, and I'm gonna do it on normal, because this game, it can be downright simp, or it can be incredibly unfair, depending on its mood, depending on, where the stars are in the sky, and astrology and so forth. To begin, I believe we're playing as a Confederate captain, and we're on some undercover mission. I like how your stream quality is 576 by 60. It should be 1280 by 720. Not sure how that's happening, but hopefully it's at least viewable. You can play Union. You get to play a bit later. Missions will switch over and let you play a couple different perspectives. Dear Jebediah, my trusted friend, I sincerely hope this letter finds you well. If your battlefield experiences parallel mine, you must know how precarious a soldier's life is in this war. Such horrific battles and loss of life have never been seen by mankind. I have my mouse in hand and my fingers resting on the WASD keys. I pray that God will end this game soon. Here we are. This is running on the Lithtech engine, which powered many a budget value game from this period of time, from the early aughts, as well as No One Lives Forever is really the good game that came of this, as developed by Lithtech themselves, and they, sold their engine to the lowest bidders. So you get games like Arthur's Quest: Battle for the Kingdom, and then you get games like this. Sniper Path of Vengeance. These are all games that will eventually get their articles. One thing you're going to find is that you have very limited capacity for holding much of anything. So when you see that message about being able to only hold so many Bowie knives, that means we can hold a grand total of 2. But we can upgrade this, and we will upgrade this, I'm sure, in due time. Doing so means doing secondary objectives, though. Oop. And I think we have been found. We have been discovered. So much for our sneaky mission. And we've picked up a musket as well as getting our knife back, which is handy. We'll get one shot with this. Can't carry any more bullets. Can't carry another musket. So as soon as we shoot this, we're going to drop it, switch back to our saber. By which I mean the game will do this. Against our will. So these are basically one and done. Let's see if I can actually hit someone with this musket. Let's see if I can actually... Okay, so this guy's aware of me. This guy isn't so much. I just want to get another musket real quick, because I would rather preserve ammo for our precious revolver. Is there a weight encumbrance system like the 3D Fallout games, or is it just you can only hold 6 bullets at a time? It's more like that. It's more like traditional classic FPS style of things, where it's just, you have certain ammo capacity. Well, these guys knew I was there, and then they sort of grew a bit tired of it, I guess. Can't blame them. That one wasn't a one-hit kill for some reason. That's alright, though. So you were being thrifty in the Civil War. The hell is that? That's not a knife. It looks like a piece of paper. Will I get 2 knives back? Alright. Yeah, I love the exclamation points on this shit, too. Alright, so far we're doing pretty well, all things considered. Oh, but now we are getting sniped. We'll hide behind this nondescript pile of something or other. Whoa! Alright, this may be going south quicker than I imagined. We do have a scope musket, though, so how about I do a quick save, figure out if anyone else is shooting from any other directions. No, we seem to be in the clear. Why isn't it letting me zoom in? Did all my keybinds get reset? That explains a lot. Bear with me. Let's see if I can... If I remember correctly, I can't actually customize everything here the way I would want to. Yeah, like there's no use key, for example. So that's always going to be right-click. I'm actually amazed how well the music is holding up. Usually by this point, it's completely deteriorated into a cacophony of... Oh, and that's typical, by the way. Even though our musket has a scope, it is still a musket in the Civil War. So accuracy is maybe not... Oop. It appears I've baited them into walking towards us, which is good. That's a bummer. Can we quick load? Do we have a quick load? Did I actually remember to quick save in that moment? Yes, I did. Perfect. Let's see if we can get... does this game have multiplayer is a very good question. When this game came out, it initially did not. But they developers, Anavision, who have no other games under their belt except for some weird browser-based racing game, but they got picked up by Activision's value label, I should say. And under that, they said that they would be releasing a multiplayer mode. They would charge money for it for access to people who already purchased the game, so effectively DLC in 2003. But nothing ever came of that, so no, there is no multiplayer mode. Basically, I think GameSpot was one of the few people to review this game in its era, and beyond that, they were also one of the few people to call them out for that business practice, and therefore, rather than releasing the multiplayer mode as a paid service, they instead pivoted, said they would release it for free, and then just didn't release it at all. So, that all sounds about right, right? And yeah, these dudes can take anywhere between half a shot and like 4 shots directly to the chest. I'm going to show you a particular example of a who might be a more powerful enemy. First, let me deal with this sniper so I can approach a bit safer. Alright, so in this barn there will be a Union captain. I think we should face him... Oh, I wish I had a saber so I could, like, sword fight him. But this will have to do. Now, usually that guy could take about, like, 20 hits before going down. But again, everything in this game seems to be randomized to some extent, I guess. I'm going to do some hard science when it comes time to actually review this game, to do an article about it and whatnot. Now, I'm also aware of some side objectives here. Let's see if I can get this on my first shot. No. I need to be able to shoot this rope down so I can showcase some of the best parts of this level. I'm going to have to come back to that. And if any of you have any questions about this game or queries about bad games in general, I'll be happy to answer those, because there's some walking to do in this game, and I'm absolutely looking at chats. People telling some of the other details of Anavision's past. How does one quantify half of a single shot? It's a good question. I wish I had a good answer. Okay, that's the saber I want. That's the one I thought I had already, but clearly did not. Alright, so race to reload. And I lost that one pretty handily. Luckily, I was quick-saving this whole while. Plotting for just such a, just such a thing to happen. I love how the loud gunshot was just horribly clipping. That's all the sound effects in this game, unfortunately. I think if I stand right here, these dudes are kind of confused by it. Can I still hit them, though? It seems like I got a headshot, so... Alright, cool. Now we're in business. Found some letters from home. All this flavor text, by the way, doesn't amount to anything, doesn't contribute to anything. The most recent game using the Lithtech Jupiter engine is from 2018. That is incredible. I applaud the developers still keeping the this old engine alive. Of course it was a Nexon game. Of course it was some Nexon FPS. Okay. So I should probably take this opportunity to show you this menu right here, showing some of our side objectives. You don't need to complete all these. I'm going to complete all these. Let's see if I have enough points for... Yes, I can upgrade. I would like to upgrade... Stealth is useless, I can tell you that much. Stamina, I think is also useless. These are just carryovers from No One Lives Forever, from the Lithtech engine. These are just things that are in the engine. So why wouldn't they use them? Why wouldn't they make the most of their game and put this stuff in here? Armor, I think, could come in handy for giving us more health. I think stamina might actually be health and armor might be armor, but weapons will make us do more damage, marksmanship will make us more accurate, and carrying will make it to the point where we can actually carry more than one shot in our musket. But for starters, I'm going to say... Oh, I'm actually not quite there yet. All things in due time. Is there any reward for the side objectives? Yes, we are getting extra XP, so we can invest more points in those levels. And this is not a game of great length, so we will not be able to max out everything. Got it on the 5th try, awesome. Alright, and we took care of the sniper before, so that means we're going to get access to his 6 stash of rifles here. And there are a few of them. This is a game where because, you know, you have limited carrying capacity, you can't carry more than one gun at once, so the solution is put a dozen or so, put 20 different rifles in a corner, and have you just toggle between them, pick them up every time you fire shots. Which means that we have to do this little dance every time, where I go back to my hotbar, and this is concentration mode, as speedrunners say, because I would like to get the points for completing this objective. And you'll also notice that the cutscene, if you want to call it a cutscene, that's being pretty generous. But the letterboxing actually squished the game's aspect ratio temporarily, which is just awesome. I think that happens in quite a few budget games. Oh, I think we have more guys closely lumped together right here. I think if I hit a certain amount of these dudes... I don't think I actually have to use these rifles. I think I can just get down on ground level and do it, but that's a dangerous game, so... I don't know if I hit that guy or not. Okay, there we go. Hoping it's not too many more that I need to take out. Okay, cool. There we go. We did our due diligence. Now, if memory serves, let's quick save here. I believe I need to toss a grenade. Yeah, that's the problem with that. And now you can hear 2 music tracks overlaying. And this should get even worse as I load back into the level, where it should start playing a 3rd song. There we go. That's the Gods and Generals I was hoping to showcase here. I'll just let you enjoy that music for a little bit while I complete a side objective. Destroying these cannons will net us some more XP, but I can only hold so many grenades at a time. I also know that destroying the ammo crates inside the building... can I get 2 in 1? No, I can get 0 in 1. Now I know there's some troops on the ground now, so we're gonna have to watch out for them. Oh, what even is the main objective? The main objective was just to walk over here and then walk back to where we started. If I had just done that, we would be done by now. But I am trying to get some XP so I can carry a couple more items. Otherwise, later parts of the game will just be impossible. Okay. We're gonna have to be very careful with this. I'm gonna quick save again. Alright, now let's quickly go downstairs before I get burned to death. Wonderful effects. And I don't really take my gun out to shoot these dudes. I should mention, you don't get XP for killing dudes in this, unless there's an objective surrounding killing dudes. So, it's honestly best to avoid combat wherever possible. But there we go. Now, let's check our objectives. Gather additional surveillance. I think there might be, like, one guy who might be carrying intelligence of some sort. Oh my god, that guy nailed me. When was the last time I quick saved? I'm sure I did it. Yeah. That's just as well. Gives us a chance to loop some more music. We'll skip the surveillance one. I don't want to hunt for a dude in this map and figure out who's holding on to, like, the lootable file that would get us, like, what, like another 200 XP? This will be fine. And now all we need to do is walk across this overly large map back to where we started, and we should be able to transition to the next level nicely. Oh, but we have some of the leftover troops I didn't snipe earlier. Hopefully they just will ignore us. We'll continue to ignore us at this point. Did I loot you before? No, I believe the end of the level should be right here. There'll be an indicator that pops up when we're nearing the exit. It might actually be exactly where we started. But I'm fairly confident it is somewhere around here. Yes, there we go. Wunderbar. We have 17 headshots. We were hit 4 times. 63% accuracy. I'll take that. Oh! Okay. A lot of stuff has happened there by accident. First, the cutscene broke. The compression on the cutscene or whatever codec they used didn't play properly, and I was tried to click to skip it, and then I actually skipped the mission briefing. All you need to know is that we're about to march in a line with some other soldiers. Before I do that, it would behoove me to upgrade one of these. I'm going to stick with what I said earlier. Alright, now this mission, if you don't stay in line, you will get killed by a cannon that will fire. I think you have to kill a specific amount of dudes, and then it'll let you break out of the line to attend to some other business. And these dudes will continue to spawn too, so... Wait, what does a Mexican War veteran rank mean? I know what it's trying to convey, I'm just not sure what's supposed to mean. I think that upgrades in time to reflect, like, you know, Civil War Pro or Epic Civil War Army Man. Whatever it wants to say. Alright, I like how there's a talk pop-up that is completely worthless because you cannot talk to anyone in this game. Okay, cool. Oh, that's actually an ally, but it's hard to tell because everyone looks more or less identical in this battlefield. Alright, so what we were meant to do here is march directly into the enemy. Oh! Failed to take out the cannon guards in time. Well, you didn't really give me much time to do that, so... can hardly be blamed for that. This one's going to take a few tries. I imagine if anyone were to try and speedrun this game, this level would be one of the more difficult parts to try in. Like how none of those dudes were affected at all by that explosion. Which I assume was a friendly fire explosion to boot, too, so... Alright, gonna need a musket here. Gonna need to find who among you is a Union. Who among you is a Yankee? Even though we upgraded our accuracy, it's pretty lateral. You notice that performance in this game is tanking. That's because the game is very poorly optimized. Even, you know, the fact I'm playing on an actual XP machine right now, wouldn't matter if I was playing on a Windows 10 machine. It's just something about the engine and, like, its limitations on RAM and whatever. But, by God, the developers wanted to push machines to their limits. By God, they did, with some of the worst graphics, but there's so much stuff going on. There's so many AI subroutines going on at the same time. You failed to take out the cannon guards in time. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit tricky, because I wonder if... like, if they really want me to, like, do it from afar, I guess. I'm going to have to learn how to snipe with a revolver in order to do this. I should mention, I've beaten this game before. It's just very poorly designed. Okay, let's get our hands on a musket. Yeah, there's probably an invisible line or something that we can't get too close when we're trying to destroy those cannons. But, again, we're using, like, muskets. We don't even have scoped muskets at that, and we're just gonna have to, like, pray and hope that we can eventually land something. least I have my comrades in arms to help ease my burden. You know, it's brother and brother, this combat, you know. Neighbor against neighbor. And I'm sure all of you are feeling the raw emotions from witnessing this. And I think it's beautiful that we can all come together to experience this drama and this passion and this commitment by the developers to really telling this war story. I have 3 health and I quick saved after that, so let's see if I can find health, run away. Let's quick save mid-gate. Alright, this time we died, which is good. We're making some sort of progress or something. Follow your orders as they appear on screen. Charge the line and keep moving while you fight. Not particularly helpful advice. Yeah, this might be the next several minutes here. Sad to say. Not the best save I've ever made, not the best quick save. At the same time, I don't know how I could have improved on it. Alright, tell you what, let's try bunny hopping. Maybe we will somehow dodge the bullets in this fashion. We can ride up to whatever line. Did I quick save before or after I got shots? Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool. I took a few steps. Hopefully there's a safer spot. Hopefully you have at least a second's worth to try and fire a shot here. Let's see how close we can approach before we get kicked in the butt for before we get penalized. Alright, so far so close. I don't think it's an actual time limit. I think it's like the chat theorized. There might be an invisible line. Line in the sand wherever we cross it. So far we're not getting hit though. It's good. The game is easing up on us. Oh, okay. They say in time, I think I actually did trip the invisible line there. So I think if we stand right about here, barring one of these dudes actually hitting us, we should be in the sweet spot. Alright, that's one battery down. And that war is raging over there. Alright. Oh, it might be a problem if I run out of ammo, though. That explosion was not related to my shooting a bullet. Make sure you disable those cannons. What did I do to... I'm trying to recall now. Let's start from the left-hand side. Change of strategy. I don't think this would be going any easier if we were playing on easy, by the way. I think this is just about where... I like how you have black Confederate soldiers as allies. There are no African Americans in this game. Every character is the same model. Is the same white dude with a mustache. So... Okay, yes. It is definitely a line. We have to find this sweet spot between being able to actually hit shit. No, I saw some black Union soldiers at the first level. I can tell you 100% you are wrong. You are imagining, or there is something wrong with the color spectrum on the stream. Maybe they were wearing black clothes. If it comes down to it, I will go through the game's texture files to confirm. Okay. It's one battery down. We didn't even get hit during that, which is perfect. So I'm going to quick save. And we're going to test this line. Yep. That was intentional. We're seeing how close we can get. This is wonderful game design, by the way. I think this is exactly what the developers were intending for. And God bless them in their creative vision, because it's genius. Alright, we're gonna have to go back and grab some ammo. Luckily, we still have a few Union dudes, I was gonna say a few Confederate dudes holding it down. So I can... Ah, man. What I need to do is I need to get well, I was walking the wrong direction that time. That was on me, clearly. Alright, we're gonna turn. I would really like to get a musket. I think if we can get a musket, that's like one guaranteed shot, hopefully. Alright, let's get some health while we're here, and let's refill our ammo cache. Alright, I think those are basically all Union soldiers versus one Confederate with a saber. So, hopefully, that works out for him. Alright, that was not as successful as I hoped it would be. And also, I did not get revolver ammo, so that entire trip and that entire run was just a waste. This is the quality you can expect when you tune into one of my streams. Am I hitting broadside of a barn here? No. I think it also spawned in those dudes. Yeah, because they're not there. Oh, hold on, though. I think... Okay, so we weren't... I see what the problem was. The problem was our approach. We needed to flank them from the side. It wasn't so much a matter of us running out of time or crossing like some visible line. I think what they wanted to do, what they should have done, was have you die by a cannon. And that would have conveyed what they're trying to do here a lot better. Like if you try to approach right down the center, it should just kill you. Instead, they feed you a line about not doing something in time, which implies some sort of time limit that doesn't exist. Alright, cool! Now we are in business. Alright, and now y'all are in for a treat. Here, we are going to do some sniping. You can tell we're going to do some sniping because they gave us some sniper rifles. And we need to shoot some powder kegs. You can tell we have powder kegs to shoot because they are handily labeled powder. Remember, we have to pick up a new rifle every time we fire a single shot. If you run out of ammo, do you just lose? No, because they expect you to pick up a musket. One of many muskets. Either these muskets or the ones that are dropped by enemies. Okay. I'm going to quick save here. You may, if you follow my Twitter, you may, which I'm sure everyone here does, otherwise how would you know about this stream, that you may see me make some GIFs or some videos about this moment in particular. Sometimes all these dudes spawn inside of each other. So you can, like, shoot one dude and then, like, a clown car, it'll expand into like a dozen different dudes walking out from the center of that one dude. Oh, here we go! Perfect! Yeah, there we go. If only I could, like, scope for a little bit longer. The game is heavily implying that you're using the Union's own scope muskets against them. The biggest question, why do they need extra long-range weapons when they already have the cannons? You know, you gotta diversify your arsenal. At some point, this will ostensibly end. we'll get credit for killing enough dudes. I'm gonna quick save again here, because I think the second that we kill the requisite amount of enemies, a cannon may or may not explode right next to us and instantly kill us. So I'd like to not have to do this again, if that becomes the case. This is cumbersome. Oh, you don't say! Alright, we are plumb out of rifles. Make this one count. Huh. I'm used to an objective being completed and popping up. I'm gonna... Hold on, do we have grenades? I feel like there should be grenades here. Also, let's see. Destroy the cannon ammo. Pick off the troops advancing from the rear. Take out the rear cannons. Retreat. Okay. I know how to end this mission at the very least. Let's check over here. Because I believe there should be a box of grenades. Oh, no, we have crossed an invisible line that instantly kills you. I find it worrying that you've played this game enough to be used to anything. Oh, I played it a few times. Only through to completion once, and that was recently. Okay, there we go. There's the pop-up. That's the pop-up I was looking for. There may be an actual time limit thing on this. Or maybe it's triggered by walking a certain distance. Yeah, there's a lot of invisible lines that instantly kill you here, or end the mission, or what have you. None of them are beneficial to us. None of them are to our benefit, so... I may have to forfeit some of the secondary objectives here. Oh, no, here we go. That's what I was looking for. Destroy the cannon ammo. Okay. Gotta remember... Yes. Yes, perfect. Okay. We only got 50 points for doing that, but... You know, we've saved so many lives, and that's really where the true reward comes in. Is knowing that we've contributed to the war effort for the Confederacy. That is one fucked up wagon. They did not make it to Oregon. And this is the safe route for ending the level, if we go through those trees over there. I do not know... Actually, you know what? Let's try. I'm gonna give this one attempt to kill a few more of those dudes in that corner and to get some XP. We're gonna have to bypass a bunch of other soldiers to do it. Luckily, they seem preoccupied. Again, usually I would expect to get credit for that. This may just be an example of an objective that we're not going to be able to get. Could just be broken. There's a couple that I don't think are actually completable, that I think are legitimately impossible, either due to the enemies you would need to kill not spawning, or really just any concomitant convergence of things happening. Let's just fight our way through here. Yeah, no. Alright, we're gonna bypass that. We're gonna end this level. And we're gonna go through this safe way over here. Do we have enough XP to do any more upgrades right now? Marksmanship, I think we're actually good on. I think that's as much as we'll need for the rest of the game. I will upgrade our damage a little bit. And yeah, let's just beeline for the exit here. And soon we will be able to say mission complete. Yes, nearing exit. Rebel yell. And boy do they ever. Well men, that was a valiant charge. Now get ready. The enemy thinks they have us on the run and are sure to attack from the woods soon. We'll give them our best shot from here and then withdraw into the woods behind us. Got two musics playing at the same time right now. It's 2 songs for the price of 1. Be sure to duck when you reload. Shoot the soldiers that have reloaded. Good advice. Alright, here's a cool mission where if we take a couple steps away from the spawn, we lose the mission for not standing in line. It's not really a line so much as it is bunch of dudes standing behind some pieces of wood, but I think I'm getting friendly fired at. Oh, this isn't crossing the line, though. This is fine. Okay, cool. Just wanted to... I am not hitting anything right now. I should also mention that we lose all of our arsenal from the previous mission, that we do not have any muskets or grenades left over. Just our handy-dandy officer's revolver, which they cleverly decide to not show the reload process for on screen. Just GoldenEye that shit. Because animating revolvers reloading is a pain in the dick. Which revolver is this again? 1851. I believe this would require black powder. So yeah, you're not going to show someone pouring powder into all the chambers and putting a wad in and so on and so forth. Alright, we're going to have to keep waiting for the last enemies to spawn. Is this the same map as before? No, this one is a forest. Soon you will be able to see as we dive deep into the forest and find some of our platoons. Is that... I don't think that's... So, is it supposed to be an African-American gentleman? I could not tell you. Oh no, I stepped out of line because I was trying to get a beat on the dude. Oh no. That's my bad. Should have known better. That line is a little too strict, oh, you don't say. I wonder... Hold on. Yeah, I thought so. If we just jump over those logs there... The line is only behind us. There's not a line in front of us. Don't step out of line, though, otherwise you'll lose the mission. I figure we might speed things up and actually land some of our shots if we do it this way. That said, I do need some ammo. Alright, cool. And you can see where the soldiers are emerging from now, which is to say, out of thin air. Alright, this is where we were before when we were waiting, so I'm gonna quick save again. Brave soldiers. Truly the best and the brightest the Confederacy has to offer. You know, it's like they say, you know, that the Confederacy did have the better generals, the better strategies. The Union Army just marched their men into death traps, effectively. And this is one such example. The famous Civil War battle where the entire Confederate Army, or as much as the world could render in that moment, stood behind some pieces of wood and mowed down thousands upon thousands of Union soldiers. Oof. Now they're starting to hit hard. Oh, I see what happened there. I didn't move away quick enough. The game wanted me to not linger around, so they're going to start dropping bombs on this location. Just got to do a little more waiting, kill us a few more dudes, and we'll get it right this time. In the immortal words of Bob Odenkirk, we'll get it right this time. So what are y'all up to today? What could you be doing right now that you've decided instead to spend this valuable time? Ooh, oh boy. This suddenly got a lot more heated. Okay. Let's go, go, go. Okay, now this part, if I look at the screen here, yes, you can see we have several groups that are pinned down in the woods that we can go and assist. Doing a podcast episode while watching this. I hope I don't contaminate your commentary, Annie. I hope I don't contaminate your speaking on the podcast and you start going into Civil War literature here. Alright. Theoretically, I think when I approach this guy, we're supposed to... It's supposed to spawn some dudes in. I know, the idea of a trigger in this game not working properly. Oh, here we go. Got our knives back. There should be another Union dude probably stuck in one of the trees. He may be close because there's two songs playing at the same time. That might be a sign. It might not be. Still haven't quite figured out how the music in this game works, or doesn't work, as the case may be. Yeah, I think there needs to be another dude for me to kill here. Oh, cool, there we go. I guess they took care of that. I love this luscious greenage. This is the day before Speed Tree, folks. You have to make your own. So what you do is you get two textures and you intersect them. Some trunks have the intersected texture, some are just flat, so... I'm sure there's motivated reasons for that design there. Now let's see if we can find some of our allies here in the, no, these serve as pretty effective walls, too, so this is just, Oh, wait, no, there they are! Hi, friend. Oh! I was wondering who you're shooting at. Let's see if we can maybe trace the direction of their musket fire. Yes! Beautiful thing. And as soon as I kill you, I should probably get credit for completion of an objective. No, there's a third dude. Oh, this group is really flanked. Let's see. Alright, cool. Again, one of those problems that takes care of itself. I almost asked if this was an M. Dickey game, but no one's been put into full Nelson yet. Yeah, well... We can pick up things and make them explode, so we're halfway there. A beautiful bit of bush in the middle of this forest, really showing their attention to detail. Oh, there's a broken tree there. Completely hollow, too, as trees are known to be. Wait, which direction are we facing? Oh, you know, it doesn't really matter. As long as I can find enemies to shoot, we're probably going the right direction. I could probably just leave this to them, especially because I think there's an invisible wall hampering my fire. These guys can walk through the trees just fine. I'm not so skilled. Don't mind me, I'm just reloading. Okay, no, cool, they took care of it. You know, I may be the officer, but, you know, these are competent troops I'm commanding here. Still 1,450 points. We could... Let's begin to upgrade our carrying capacity. I still don't think we can carry more than one musket at this point in time. Or, I say carry more than one musket. What it does is, it allows you to fire more than one shot from the musket. Like, if you could, like, put 2 bullets in a musket, which, I don't know if I need to explain how that's impossible. I don't mean to get, like, forgotten weapons and all y'all in this chat, but you can't put more than 1 bullet in a musket. Oh, what? What line? I didn't know this was a line-based thing right now. They didn't convey that to me. But fine, I'll stay in line. Really hope the save file so that you can open and edit in Notepad+. No, it's hexadecimal, unfortunately. It's not just like a I save or whatever. Does that have to make it a shotgun? If you were to put 2 bullets in a musket, black powder, and charge it and fire it, yes, I imagine both pellets would be fired out at the same time. But really, what we're getting at here is that you only put one black powder charge. You can't put two black powder charges in like a musket barrel. It's one barrel. There's no chamber. There's no... I mean, there is a chamber. It's just the one chamber, that being the musket bore. Alright, I can't take any more steps forward. We just gotta wait for the enemies to come to us. Where we're standing right now, and hopefully some enemies will appear sooner rather than later. Or maybe I can go this direction. Maybe it'll let me walk around. Oh wait, can we carry more than one? No, we can't carry more than one musket. It's just really excited to tell me about muskets. Anyway, I'm bad at explaining gun stuff, but hopefully you get the picture about that little factoid. So yes, in the game, what it does is it lets you fire 2 shots from the same musket without reloading, and then you drop the musket. But we're not there yet. We need to upgrade at least 2 more times before we get the magic rifle and the magic bullets. And I don't know if it affects the scoped rifle to where you can fire 2 shots from that rifle. It may just affect one and not the other. Okay, so now we've walked around. So hopefully we will not trip any invisible lines that cause us to... Okay, yeah, here we go. What the hell was that? Well, we can't really pay... We don't have time to pay that any minds. It was like the white phosphorus from Homefront. That incredible scene. And it's taking the performance of the XP machine, folks. The Sony Vaio computer is not liking all this. Then again, as I said earlier, it's just a game where the engine itself is poorly, is not built for this kind of stress. So even on the most competent gaming computers of the era, of the early 2000s. I kind of want to see an animated GIF of the guy firing his musket, picking him up. I will have such a GIF in the article, I'm sure. At least in the first person. I wish there was a third-person view. I wish the enemies had to pick up rifles off the ground in the same way. I'm going to quick save and hope there's some health on the other side, because there's a white phosphorus scene in Homefront. I'm disappointed, yet not surprised. Oh, it's great, because it ends with a Wilhelm scream. It's like this dramatic beat where like there's friendly fire on your soldiers, and like hundreds of people dying in agony. And, like, people over communications being like, you know, we're in the second round land, oh god, I'm so sorry, and then, whoa! For, like, a comedy beat in the middle of it. It's really cool. It's really not tone deaf at all, and it's a really good game, that Homefront. We'll probably get an article one of these days. But I think right now... Well, first of all, let me see what we need to do here. Retreat and help the group spin down the woods. Defeat the Union captain. Fall back. Okay. I think the current sequence of events is I need to do that Urban Yeti article. I'm still waiting back at some interview questions to get answered, which will hopefully shine some light on the development of the studio, their history, and dueling firemen, and a bunch of other stuff that is tangentially related to Urban Yeti, but will help paint the picture of that game and how it came to be what it came to be. And then, at some point after that, I want to do Fugitive Hunter War on Terror, because that's a game that's long overdue, and we found out some stuff about the developer of that game, that one John Body, which is just fascinating. Fall back in line, charge with Confederate troops. Yeah, this is what I thought would happen here. I want to get a little more XP before we go on to the next mission. This is one such way of doing it is... Yeah, I think there's actually something in the way of my shooting right there, so hopefully those guys can take care of it for me. Yeah, after we do Fugitive Hunter War on Terror, I'm going to probably be a bit burnt out on FPS, so we'll have to delay a little bit before possibly tackling this game or a Homefront or what have you. Alright, I think we have done all that is possible to do. Defeat the Union captain, retrieve his orders. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Even if it was possible to do that, which it might not be, that would require having to go through this forest again and finding the dude among all these other interchangeable enemy models. So let's just go ahead and exit this level and progress this game a little bit further. Have we been here for an hour already? I don't know what this is about me. I don't know what this is about you guys either, to be honest. So. Oh, we're getting a clip from the movie this time. Hopefully there's no copyright attached to this. I'll skip it just to be safe. Okay, and this is an important mission in the game, because if you can tell from the really blurry text in the top right corner, now you see the war from the Union side, playing the role of Jebediah Jacobs' best friend, William Russell. You too have demonstrated exceptional courage and skill on the battlefield. So now we switch characters, and there's really no indication of this in the game itself, other than this text screen right here. If they retreat into the town, we'll play hell getting them out. Glorious 64 by 27 resolution. I don't know what aspect ratio Gods and Generals was filmed at. It was probably some fancy, like, definitely beyond Academy standard. Definitely not 60 by 9. Probably like, was like 2.65 by 1 for CinemaScope or whatever. I used to know all the aspect ratios offhand. And here we go, boys. Here. Now we are dropping in. That is some wonderful water effect. That is taking our frame rates. So let's try and get out of here as quickly as possible, get this water off screen, and try to salvage some sort of performance. This mission, I recall, as being particularly sketch, to where it might be very easy for us to soft lock this mission. So I'm going to have to be very careful with where I deploy my save states. I would like to deal with these snipers. I like how this dude has like a Fulbright character model right now. Like, I don't know where the light sources are in this map, but they're doing a bang-up job of highlighting these dudes for me, and I'm thankful for it. It's taking me back to playing Quake 3 Arena with Fulbrights on. If you don't know what a Fulbright is, that is where the light source is maxed out on a character model, where it's as if light is being reflected from all sides, all at once, at the highest intensity that a game engine can manage. And it gives the appearance of a completely like pale white character model in whatever game. If you play competitive FPS back in the early 2000s, you played with Fulbrights on, so you could have your enemies stand out from the environment as clearly as possible. This is the point where I kind of want to upgrade my weapon damage again. Yeah. Do we have enough XP? Can I double dip on it? Because I would like to be able to kill these dudes in one shot instead, because this is not working. Weapons. If it's 2,000, okay. Alright, we can make this work. Hopefully our revolver can still one-shot them. I don't know what the damage numbers, I don't know how these statistically work, but... Yeah, still gonna be 2 shots with the revolver, but that's better than not knowing whether 2 or 3 shots will be enough. No, he still got me, though. That's what we get for not upgrading our armor, I guess. Okay. I wish these dudes would actually follow me and, like, help me in this, but there's no, like, way to command troops. There's no, follow me, boys. There's no radial menu a la SWAT 4. Yeah, see, that was 3 shots, 4 shots, 5 shots. And all of those connected because I saw him recoiling from it. Now let's see, because this is, again, we reloaded. Let's see if upgrading weapon. One shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. And again, there's variables here that I'm not aware of. There might be distance, dropping off damage, or 2 shots in that one. Why did they ever need to invent tanks if these soldiers can tank so well? The mysteries of the war. Just military defense spending, you know. Budgets and something. What's that one military company that effectively owns everything? I shouldn't try to get political in here. It's not going to be funny. And it's not going to work. My gags aren't going to make any sense, or land for that matter. Oh, I tried to grab the grenade there. Yeah, no. Halliburton, thank you. Blackwater is not a defense contractor. They are just, I guess they're technically defense. They're mercs. Halliburton is the one who does where all the military funding, all the trillions of dollars goes to for research and developments and such. What I really want to know is, where'd the money for this game go? Where'd that Activision value money go? Where'd that license money go? Where'd that Turner money go? Oh, this dude's rushing me right now. Alright. We do have a scope rifle. This might be what we're supposed to be using to take care of that line of dudes over there. First, I think we have one more dude standing over here. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have grabbed that rifle, because, yeah, when you grab a rifle when you don't have the capacity to carry more than one, it just disappears it. So, for example, there's one shot. You can't pick up the rifle directly, you gotta pick it up off their corpse. That's just as well. Alright, that was a swing and a miss, and I could not get the armor in time. Did he do a somersault in the creek? I believe he did. I thought I quick-saved. I could have sworn I quick-saved at some point after killing a certain amount of dudes. I will be absolutely sure to this time, so we never have to see this opening part again. And let's, for the last time, upgrade our weapon. So you have the worst luck possible on that guy. At least when the frame rate drops this low, I can really tell if I'm hitting or not. Okay. Locked, loaded, ready for action. Does this guy have a scope rifle? Okay, perfect. Let's take full advantage of that. Oh, I just got hit like a dozen times over the course of a second. Yeah, let's not even... Yeah, this will end your current game. That's fine. That's why I'm quick loading. Alright, let's try to get to a better vantage point where we don't get hit 3 times over the course of a second. Oh. I'll take it. Oh, I think I see one of our guys actually advancing. Yeah, that's a Union soldier. It's one of our boys. Actually making a push, making an effort. Yes, as I mentioned, this is a notoriously tricky level. As I said earlier, there's opportunities to soft lock here, where certain objectives might become impossible that are necessary for you to progress. But right now, we're just stuck on a more traditional hang-up, which is just, you know, impossible odds that we're facing. That shot did not kill that dude. I feel like a shot from the scoped musket should just be like, that should be the most powerful weapon in the game. You should just give it to me at this point. Even the venerable no-scope, not highlighting the strengths of this gun. Yeah, this musket shit is for the birds. The only way we're gonna get past this is, 1, if we don't get shot a million times. Was there a health kit over here? No such luck. We are absolutely gonna have to walk right up to these dudes, hopefully while they're reloading. That is not as useful as I want it to be. There we go. That is as good as we're gonna get, unfortunately. Now, I think there was a dude over here who I was possibly getting shot at. Possibly they spotted me. Flee with the lottery. Okay. See, that's some solid progress. We got there. I want to know what's hitting me. Probably this dude over here. Let's maybe teach him a lesson. I wonder if walking affects our accuracy, if moving is hurting our chances of actually landing a shot. It's certainly not helping us dodge bullets. Have I mentioned that this game is a little rough around the edges? I mean, I don't want to harp on it too much, I don't want to be too mean to it, but we have been having some difficulty with some of the mechanical choices. I don't want to be unfair to it, but the second we're walking up, we're getting hit by shit we have no opportunity or method to deflect or otherwise deal with. But you know, I'd still rather be playing this than a certain other FPS that is popular right now, that other people seem to like just fine, that I have not connected with. A game that I'm sure I will get some no short amount of flack for saying I dislike. May even upset some of y'all. I'm just gonna say it, okay. I'm sorry to anyone who might be bothered by hearing this, but I would much rather be playing this than Sniper Path of Vengeance. That's the game. No, it's Doom Eternal. I'm not a big fan of Doom Eternal. I get why people like it, for the most part. But that's a game I have taken complaining on Twitter. I'm not going to get into it here. Just know if you like it, I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. I'm happy to have y'all in the tent. It's just certain things about that game have had me very bummed out. Have me sipping that depresso espresso. And yes, I believe we just lost several minutes of progress here. Okay, I'm going to change my approach. We're not going to go down that sideline. I don't think it's necessary. I think I can just charge right up the center. And if we have the sufficient ammo... people worried I was baiting and switching to Animal Crossing rather than Doom Eternal. No, Animal Crossing is great. New Horizons is awesome. Unfortunately, I'm playing... My roommate owns a Switch, so I'm a villager in their town. They make the executive decisions. I only have so much input on the customization, but I'm still enjoying my role in that game. If you want to hear some of my criticisms of Doom, you can go to Twitter, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't read them. I don't want to... It's depressing enough that I had to play it and type it, so... I can only imagine having to listen to someone else nitpick about it. So let's press forward. Finally some health. Oh, man. Yeah, what sounds like us getting, like, stabbed. Like, I think they're playing the stab sound effect for us getting sniped. Yeah, it sounds like clothes tearing, like a knife cutting through us, but that's the sound of us getting shot from afar. So we just gotta hope we don't get hit in the next few seconds. Some wonderful texturing right there. Health? Do we have armor too? Oh, it's like mana from heaven, I tell you what. And we're in a spot where we're not getting hit by anything, so that's like... Score! Alright, now we're getting up to the part where I know there's one soft lock opportunity, so we're going to play this very carefully. while also being aware that this part is very highly unfair with how many soldiers are tossing at us. 2 dudes on every rooftop, cannons at the ready. Luckily they haven't spotted us yet, so we have some time. We have a few muskets here, we can pick off some of these. And we're not getting hit right now, which is wonderful. I've never had such luck before this part of the game. Do I want to waste my ammo on you? Yeah, it's much more useful. Let's pick off a couple more, then I'm just going to charge those dudes who are closest to us. I don't want to waste musket ammo on them when I can just use a grenade or even just the revolver on them. These are strategies that you're going to employ when you play this game for yourselves, everybody, because I know all of you are, after watching this exciting stream, are just itching to try this for yourselves, are eager to don your Confederate armor that you have, your uniforms, or when you go out to go war reenacting, into reenacting the safety of your own home during this quarantine. Really, that's what this stream is for. It's not for like people who like video games. This isn't a stream for gamers. This is a stream for Civil War reenactors who are stuck at home during this whole quarantine thing and need some way to get their fantasies of being slave-owning shitheads like solved and resolved. So, what better way than with a video game on your Windows XP computer, released in 2003. I give Civil War reenactors a hard time, but you know, it's only because they deserve it. That's mean too. Really hope I don't have any Civil War reenactors in the chat right now. That this whole bit is not like, landing in a particular way. That would be ill-advised for my viewership numbers, I'm sure. Did people actually just stash like 10-scope muskets behind a strategically placed rock during Civil War? I mean, people would reload their rifles. Regardless of what this game may be insinuating, it is possible to reload a musket. They are not just single-fire affairs. Okay, so here's the thing about this building. There's an objective in here. There's a locked door. And one of these men holds the key. That man was holding brass knuckles. No way to not take that hit when we walk in. Alright, and finish fluing him. Found the key to open the door. Okay, now here's the thing. That body is going to despawn in a few seconds. So, if we forgot to pick up the key, he would not leave behind a key for us to pick up. He's not dropping items like you would see in another FPS, possibly. You just have to know that you're looking for a key off a dude in this house. Defeated the final Confederate. I think there's a few dudes outside who would beg to differ. Alright, this is what the key comes in handy for. Pick up this treasury. Or just, you know, a box of money. What else can we do? Overrun Confederate perimeter positions, destroy Confederate cannons. Okay, yes. I know what remains to be done to get some more XP before we get to the final stress missions. We're gonna... Ooh, nah. You defeat the final Confederate. White supremacy is no more. If only it were that simple. Okay, the second we step outside, we are getting hit heavy and hard, so let's possibly retreat back to that strategic position. What remains to be done is to destroy those cannons. That's the last objective we can actually do. Do we have any experience points we can spend? Can we level something up? We have 1850. Oh, I don't have anything leveled up into carrying. It's not going to help us here. Let's just keep holding on to those experience points until such a point where they'll be absolutely necessary. Alright, we have some armor here, so we're going to take some shots and we're going to... Oh, no, that one just ripped right through my armor. That killed me dead. So see, there's at least 50 dudes on the other side of this building here. Half of them are snipers who can hit you from across the entire map. and the other half are standing right in front of the objective that we want to complete, so... This is not entirely fair to a player. Are the snipers the gods of the title? Might as well be. Okay. I think the only thing for this is... Let's get a revolver reloader for one thing. We go down there, we get some armor. Do you hear all those things that sound like stabs? It sounds like there's someone like stabbing a saber next to us. We're obviously not surrounded by anyone. Those are the sniper shots. I'm telling you that. They use the sound effect for like sword stuff for the sounds of snipers and their bullets whizzing by you and so on and so forth. Okay. No, there's no getting close enough with that. We're gonna have to take out that line of dudes over here. Unfortunately, I don't have any more muskets over here. Oh wait, no, there's another stockpile! I forgot. That's handy. Yeah, we exhausted one pile, but we have another right here, so... I think we gotta walk a little bit further out to actually see dudes that we want to shoot. We gotta walk to about where the other stockpile was. Alright, quick save here since we made some solid progress. I'll leave that armor until I get hit again. Because right now we have 34. No, we got points for wiping out their reinforcements. What does that leave us with? That leaves us with the cannon. Okay. Oh, there's still dudes there, though. They made me think like it was safe to go out there, but it's clearly not. Okay. I know there's one dude over here. If we crouch, does that make us any safer? Actually, crouching's working pretty well. Oh, no, never mind. No, nope. Not safe at all. Can I grab that health? No. Does this save point have us where we've wiped out the reinforcements? Yeah, okay. Let's try being bold. Let's just run for it again and... Great, now the grenades aren't working. Somehow we're not dead that second, though. Somehow we're still alive. How are we still alive right now? This is a miracle. Oh, there's the inevitable. Why is the gray bar health and yellow on armor? That's a very good fucking question. Remember in the first mission where all it took was one grenade to destroy a cannon? That was nice. Can we get back to that? Because this is torture. Okay. Now all we need to do is make it to the exit, which I believe is to the right over here. Unfortunately, there are also snipers. So this one's gonna take some luck again. Let's speed strafe. Maybe the strafing will throw off their... No. Some wishful thinking, as they say. We're out of scoped muskets as well, so... Oh, there we go! Luckily, the exit was closer than I thought. And now we're back to playing the Jebediah Jacob. So now we're back on the Confederate side. That was just a one-mission excursion on the Union side. Dear Jebediah, Christmas and the ensuing winter have come and gone, and still the war continues. I am now the proud father of a fine son. While I have not been able to return home to see him, I have instructed Emily via letter to name him Jebediah. God bless and protect you. Alright, now this is the stealth mission in the game. And it's stealthy in the same way that the first mission of the game was also stealthy, which is to say that it's not. The goals here are to find knives, disrupt their communication scouts. Where are the knives? I know there's supposed to be knives near the start somewhere. It's hard to be stealthy when we have a full orchestra behind us, but we're going to try to do our best. There's a knife box. I'm sorry, did I say an orchestra behind us? I meant to say 2 full orchestras behind us. Because we have 2 songs playing at once again. Did that knife go, like, up and above his head? Yeah. Hopefully he has a second knife on him I can just loot. No. Alright, so the objective in this mission, if I remember correctly, there's a few spots we want to survey where they're hiding cannons. Here, for example. There's a few towers where they have dudes mounted with searchlights. So we're going to take out those dudes and identify the cannons. That is our mission, should we choose to accept it. People pointing out they were fighting on the Bliss wallpaper. Yes, little do people know, the story behind Bliss is that it was a Civil War battlefield. There's one dude down. He probably has another scoped rifle on him that we could use, but I don't feel like walking over there, so we're not going to. I think that dude spotted me, but he's aiming in the complete other direction, so he might have spotted a bug or something. He could be chasing after a fly. You might think he's going to inform some other guards of something or other, like he's going to blow our cover, but there's not actually mechanics around that. There's no way for guards to inform, or for enemies, I should say, to inform other enemies of your presence. They all kind of operate independently. Sure, there were mechanics for that in the Lithtech engine, you know, known as forever a spy game, so it had to have some semblance of stealth mechanics, but none of those really make their way into this game. Besides the mysterious stealth stat that you can upgrade to absolutely no effect. Like this guy who just spotted me. Or did he spot me? Beautiful thing. And he had basically nothing on him. Oh. I see a couple pixels in the distance that might be dudes shooting at us. Oh, so has 2 rifles on him. He's a regular Rambo. 2 scoped muskets. Too bad we can only carry 1. I think we left some other dude behind. That's alright. Not particularly bothered by that. Oh. Now I saw him firing a regular musket, but is he going to have a scoped musket when we pick it up off of him? Nope, nope. Weapon matches. Credit where credit's due. The game got that right. Artillery cannon identified. Oh, sure enough. Didn't actually have eyes on it, but the soldier can see through the rock, and he saw it before I did. Whatever, that's a video game. Let's get this guy. I think there's a 4th sniper's nest we gotta take care of. Is he, like, surrendering? That's not a mechanic in this game, so the answer is no. Nope, it's just a 3, so that's good for us. Means we have to do less exploring. We just gotta find the last cannon, I believe. Get some fuses, find a telegrapher, send back intelligence data. We'll see what those actually amount to. I think there's like a tent or something near the end of the level. Oh, that might be where the cannon fuses are. At the very least, it's some artillery for us to identify. Wish I had some Bowie knives for this, but... Are there fuses for us to loot here? No such luck. Let's quick save though. This is in case something somehow goes sour. Bunny hopping does not work in this game, for anyone wondering. But it feels good. I mean, it feels terrible. The jumping feels bad in this game and it's pointless, but it feels good to be doing something in between these massive swaths of land that separate the objectives in this pointlessly huge map, this comically large map, in a stealth mission. Because when I think stealth, I think huge open space where there's nothing to hide behind, and it takes forever to get from point A to point B. And everyone else is a sniper. And you have throwing knives. Clearly we've been here before. Clearly I've just wasted a trip. Oh boy. Yeah, this was a year before Half-Life 2. Which just goes to show that if you're using an old engine and you're a bad developer, that your game's going to look 10 years older than it actually is, and other developers are going to surpass you. But again, in fairness to Anavision, I'm sure they were working with like a shoestring budget. Had barely any idea what kind of game they were supposed to make, because I'm sure Activision Value, or just in Activision in general you could say, gave them like nothing. Told them, you're making a tie-in to a big budget movie that we're predicting is going to be a huge fucking flop. So here's like 10,000 bucks. We have the license left over. We have a spare license for the Lithtech engine. You guys want to make a game on it? No? Well, you're going to find out. Okay, we've backtracked to here. I think this is where I want to be, though. That's where I know the objective is. We may leave some objectives undone here, but I don't think any of you watching will mind if I speed this process up any. I'm going to save for my own edification, though I'm going to do a hard save here, in case I ever try to 100% this level. Mission Silent Approach, and boy was it ever. Good work. You made it through the field without revealing the surprise attack. Our scout has determined the best route to the campus through a dry creek bed. Alright, this is part 2 of the stealth mission, in which they don't give us the stealth weapon that would make it possible to do stealth. They give us just the sword, which is... I don't think I've effectively demonstrated how useless this weapon is, so I'm sure we'll have an opportunity to do that right now. Alright, glad we can do that. Glad I could show that off. Oh, I loaded my quick save rather than the autosave. Or wait, are they one and the same? No, here we go. Pro tip, don't leave any bodies out in the open or the scouts will find them. I just noticed that tooltip. Funny you should mention that. There is a control for moving bodies. I don't think I ever used it in my playthrough. I don't think there's actually any purpose to using it. Let's kill this dude and see if we can move his body. Yep, sure enough we can. And again, absolutely no point to that. Know where we could hide it. No troops that are going to come behind us and potentially find it, because there's no patrols really for enemies. So, in altogether, it's a completely useless mechanic that's in the game only because there's a button prompt for it in the Lithtech engine, and so the developers thought, well, it's there, we can artificially pad out the depth of our game by pretending there's more mechanics to it than there actually are. Use your knife and steal the Union body armor. I don't have a knife. Do they mean the sword? Because I don't want to use this. Also, I don't know how using a knife versus a sword versus whatever would more effectively allow us to loot body armor. I think that's a fake objective. I think that's playing into what I was just talking about, how they're pretending there's more to this game than there actually is. Pretending mechanics matter when they absolutely, categorically don't. Can't use the bot... Oh, we have full armor. Curious to what extent this was a publisher-driven game and to what extent it was developer-driven, because every time it tells me the idea for this came from Activision of anything. I mean, Activision... Developer Anavision isn't going to get the license, because they're a no-name whatever. Activision, it's publishers who get licenses, who deal with the licensing thing, so I'm sure it landed in their lap, and they realized the movie was going to be a flop, probably. Or, you know, just something to where they knew they didn't need to put their top men on this. And so instead they put Anavision, who's a literal nobody in the field, who I think did some amount of motion capture, something. Someone mentioned something about like special effects work they may have done in the past. But they also had a browser racing game that was like very simulation focused and was like multiplayer oriented and stuff. But it fell apart. It was like a game like you can't find any information. You can't even find screenshots about it because it was so short-lived. And that was their entire sum of experience. So they had them, I'm sure Activision had them under the label for something or other, had them pegged for some sort of project or another. Said, hey, we have this license, we have an engine, we have licenses to this engine, the Lithtech engine, and if you use it, we'll put out a game under our value label because that's where we've slotted this game in terms of budget, in terms of, you know, the attention we're giving it, despite the fact it's a, you know, major movie, somewhat major movie. Big budget. And that's generally how these things go. Alright, let's see. Let's use some stealth here. Let's see if I use my sword, if this other dude on the right will notice. Yeah, sure enough, we can be stealthy if we want to. I mean, it's useless and we'll die immediately because we don't have the Bowie knives that they keep mentioning in the mission hints. But, oh, you know what? You can just shoot this dude. As loudly as, you know, as guns are. And he won't shoot us, he'll just continue to stand there and try to poke at us from afar. And this other dude will just stand there obliviously. And he lunged, like he teleported forward to hit me. But, you know, that's okay. We'll get him this time. Hopefully. I think what they're doing is they're scaling up the amount of health that these enemies have and the amount of damage they do on every mission. I'm sure it's like plus 25% to health, plus 25% to damage, so we're supposed to be, you know, maybe focusing on our weapon damage in order to match that and focusing on our armor stat to match the damage they're doing, but a thought occurs to me. Your enemies can use their Bayonets, can you? No. That is a firm no in response to that. Avoid early detection. Quietly take out the Union snipers charged into the camp. Is there another sniper to deal with? Yes, there is. Alright, silently dealt with. And then just avoid early detection. There's no way to actually get like a point for that as we approach the exit here. I noticed we got a good chunk of XP though for killing that sniper. We got plus 600, so we should be able to upgrade some stuff. There it is, the protagonist of the movie. Just as a reminder. Here's the scene where they charge into their camp, catch them off guard, and knock off a bunch of Union troops all at once. And we'll get to reenact that moment in Supper Time Surprise, the mission in the video game, Stop the soldiers from fleeing, arming, and resisting. Don't mind if I do. Seem pretty oblivious to us right now. Still seem oblivious to us. Which is good for our odds. Perfect for what we're trying to do. You saw what the scene looked like in the movie, and now you're seeing what it looks like in a video game. Oh. It's one of our guys down. Are they getting guns when they cross over that line? Is that what's happening there? Let's wait for our guys to come in. Let's let them fire the first shots. Cast the first stones, as it were. Some of these dudes are not getting the memo here about the fact they're being raided right now. Your Union. Okay. Oh. Let's see here. Oh, we have plenty of points. Let's do some... I think it's time. Let's do some carrying. We are now skilled at carrying. So, can I carry a second musket at this point? It would be nice if I could hit with the musket in the first place, but... Oh, there's a body up here. Scoped musket. Scoped musket. Scoped musket. All these dudes have scoped muskets, and we can't carry more than one of those. Bummer. I think we have to get to level 4 before we can carry more than one musket. So this may be an altogether fruitless endeavor. We may not get the necessary experience point, because this is the penultimate level, I should mention. There's only one more after this. This is going a lot better than last time, somehow. I don't know what we did differently this time, but whatever we did, it worked. Loading. That dude mounted his lone charge. There's some really good stuff in this mission. We're gonna free some hostages, we're gonna see a horse. So it's definitely, if you're still tuned in, congratulations. If you've made it this far, you made it to the proverbial good stuff, if there is such a thing in relation to this game. We'll check these tents here. This is one of the mission objectives, does remind you to check inside the tents for any hiders, the people who sneak. I shouldn't use my musket because I want to see if I can carry more than one at this point. Check tents and camp areas for soldiers. Don't mind if I do. No, just the one musket still. Yeah, so that's a level 4 upgrade. I'm glad the orchestra is pumped for us, though. They're excited to be here. They're glad they made it this far. I can't tell, the music is stuck, or it's overlapping with itself. The samples have an issue where they play back over each other, where there's no transitions between tracks here. When it means to, you know, change to a more like intense track as you like reach whatever parameter or trigger in the level to do that, it just plays over itself. And you can have up to like, you know, 20 different tracks playing at once if you're particularly unlucky. And it never like unloads the music or stops the music as you die or load a checkpoint, so it's very easy if you want to, if for whatever reason you wanted to play a whole bunch of tracks all at once, you can make that happen. Oh man, I was trying to like run back and see if there was like health I could pick up. But we're not so fortunate. You know, I upgraded my marksmanship, but I guess I didn't upgrade it enough because shots are still whiffing. Alright, we get credit for that. I think I actually burned myself by walking in fire for a second there. So there is environmental damage. For as limited the opportunities for that to happen are. Grenades? Beautiful. Is there in the destroy cannons objective? No. They did give us a single grenade though. I wonder if that's like a hint to like toss it right there. No. Alright, so we just wasted the single grenade they gave us, but that's alright, because the grenades seem kind of useless against like enemies. So if there's nothing for us to destroy here. Oh, Bowie knives for stealth approach. I saw them just bounce into the air. Armor, health. Sweet reprieve anywhere? Did we leave the armor here? No, I used it like a fool. Oh no, that's where it was. And I walked into the fire like a doofus. Where did I quick save? Alright, when we got this, okay. We'll try to use this grenade against that cluster of enemies. Hopefully they are quickly thwarted here. That was as perfect a landing as we're gonna get. That was like perfect. We secured the supply lines, whatever that means. I love the way the knife just bounces. What else do you have on you? Just ammo. They've stopped providing the flavor text saying that, you know, here's a letter from home, here's a brass watch. Oh, there it is. I jinxed it. I made it appear. I summoned it with my mind's eye. Alright, let's go find the horsey here. There's a very cute horsey in this level. And I want y'all to meet him. I think I spot him in the distance. Could it be? No, it's around the next corner. Perhaps. This is just where the, you know, it's just where... oh, there he is! He is there. I have a better view of him. I've had better views of him before. I have an animated GIF where you can really see up close and personal how his texture is the wood texture, just spread all over, and some model, like some generic model has been around in 3D modeling since forever, just as a stock asset. Maybe we'll see another horse though. What do the pocket watches do? They're just pure flavor. They don't do anything. They're just there just as like a loot item. Nearing exit. I don't want to finish this level yet though. There's still so much to do, so much to see, I think. Unless it's the next level I'm thinking of where there's hostages free. This one is check the camp for stragglers. I'm sure there's like this one more dude holding us up right now. Possibly in one of these tents. Yeah, it might be the next level I'm thinking of where you get to see the horse really up close and personal. And this may not be the penultimate. This may be penultimate to the penultimate level. Yeah, let's just end this one. Move on to the next. Well, all hell is breaking loose now. I know you have orders to find intelligence to take out the communications, but the Colonel says we're running into some strong resistance from a battery of Union cannons to the east. Oh! Here we go. Now we're in the thick of it. This is the penultimate mission. It's all coming back to me now. I am not clicking the fire button. the game has taken it upon itself to start automatically firing for me. That was awesome. Luckily we have a cache of items there. Thank God it stopped doing that, because we're going to need all the precious ammo we can hold on to right now. Just looking at our objectives here. Okay. Maybe I want to upgrade my damage a little bit more, if we have the stat for it. No, we need 3,000. Well, at least got to complete one more side objective and we'll be there. My kingdom for some grenades right now. Oh, I see some dudes in that tent that we're going to want to kill. And some lens flares emanating from what exactly? Ah, it's blinding. Oh, this is unfortunate. Yeah, I could tell that was going to happen. Oh, and I loaded into the previous mission by mistake. Let's instead load the autosave. Can y'all tell I've run out of steam by this point? I wasn't fully prepared for the stream. It's impromptu, but figured why the hell not? I'm not doing anything else right now. And then all of you decided to come and watch this, so... This time we're here to help our boys out. Last time I let most of them get killed by this elite squadron here. This time I was there for them. As hell on earth is happening over here. No sound effect to accompany that explosion. Doesn't do any damage as we stand in the middle of it either. You know, and creating an atmosphere and creating, you know, a bombarded camp, you don't really need, like, the sound effects for it. If you just have the explosions and the particle effects go off, then, you know, that conveys the point well enough. Grenades, there we go. I get to hold 8 of them now because of that carrying capacity. The effectiveness still leaves much to be desired. Should I feel bad about committing a war crime there? Killing an unarmed man while he was fleeing and surrendering at the same time? Probably. On the other hand, we're not penalized for it in the video game, so I don't give a shit. Nothing on that side of the tent. Can we get one more grenade? Yeah. See some more tents over there. Let's check these tents over here. There might be something here. We're down to just one more buddy, and he's done moving. He's gone as far as he's willing to go. Oh. There's a letter. Move to position north and east of Groveton in front of Jackson's lines. Absorb his attacks. Hold the lines at all costs. That's some intelligence right there. And we'll get our experience reward justly. And then either spawn these dudes or motivate them to come out of their tent to attack us, so... That's how you know this information is vital to the war effort. I cannot walk inside this tent. Because, oh, there we go. Took some doing. I'm crouching, that's not even helping. I think you have to sidestep through it. Which is impressive. That's some impressive collision attention right there. It's probably quick save too, because this feels like a good time to do that. And I know I have some more experience. What did I want to spend it on again? Damage, potentially? I feel like let's probably get carrying maxed out, because I want to show the musket firing 2 shots like it's not able to actually do in real life. For as small a point as that is, in light of, like, everything happening in this game, for as non-egregious an issue as that is, when everything else in this game is so much more egregious. I would still like the footage for proof. I think we can follow this path here, or we can sidestep over here. Check out what's in this tent. Which will probably be nothing. This will probably be a wasted trip. Yep. How did I predict that one? It's just my mastery over the language of game design, obviously. It's just, that is a very bright tent. I don't know if that signifies anything, and I don't know if that contributes to anything. Ooh. Can we blow up this whole stash over here? I don't know if you can tell or not, but there's some gunpowder over here. We're just short of being able to blow up this whole thing. I know there's a mission objective attached to this, so... Oh, there might be some more grenades in here? No? Why put grenades next to the objective where you need grenades? I mean, that would just be too sensible. I could backtrack and get those grenades. In fact, I'm half tempted to. We stop the soldiers from fleeing. For whatever that's worth. I have the feeling that the guns don't damage the cannons in the way I would need them to finish this objective. With our current arsenal, with our current loadout. I'm just dancing around to dodge any potential fire there. Oh wait! Ah, God's sake. Just give me a grenade. Have mercy. Oh! Come on, take your sweet time reloading. Miss your shot. Was this the full bright tent I noticed from a mile away? Yes, it is. So there was something inside. Oh, it's our buddies. We freed them. Cute little animation they had, too. Just regular ammo. Ooh, y'all are gonna hate me for this, but I'm going back to see if I can't scrounge up another grenade and get us that much-needed XP to really get this mission in the bag and get us the maximum amount of XP. Hopefully, this box here. Oh, thank you. Alright. We're in business now. I was expecting it to be a lot worse. We have 8 grenades in hand. That cannon is firing with literally no intervention. But that was all we needed. Alright, I guess we didn't find the horsey in this one. I guess it was the last mission, but I guess I got lucky in that the horsey model was loaded in closer or something when I played it the one time when I played that level previously. And I have a GIF of that already. That's the important thing. But the wilderness. Thank God you were able to take out those artillery. Now this, I believe, is the final level, because the final objective is help your friend William Russell on the Union side. So yes, this is a daring nighttime raid. These soldiers at the top aren't actually going to help us at all. Let's upgrade carrying to 4 out of 5. And hopefully that means we can carry more than one musket at this point. And are there grenades for me? No. That would be too convenient with this line of enemies. Now, I made a bad investment. Carrying is not going to help us complete this mission at all. If I was smart, I'd have upgraded damage. Ultimately, if you're to play this game for yourself, if you're, you know, itching, rearing to go after having seen all this gameplay footage, I would recommend not investing anything in carrying. But alas, here we are. I have made poor decisions, poor investments. But on the bright side, we can now carry more than one musket. By which I mean, we can fire that musket twice. It was all worth it, just so I could do that. This mission is a pain in the ass because they toss several clusters of 5-man units at you. Oh, can we carry more than one scope musket too? We're gonna have to find some armor soon because... yeah, well... oh, again, I loaded the quick save when I meant to load the autosave. Alright, so I'm not going to upgrade carrying, I'm just going to upgrade damage. To hopefully kill dudes a little bit quicker. Which means 2 shots instead of 3, hopefully. At some point I'll figure out how to get myself like infinite XP in this game. So I can see like what a maxed out character build looks like. What's that in the sky? I need to get a... hold on. Yeah, I just noticed that. Hold on. Can I blow up that powder keg, too? I was hoping I could blow up the powder keg and use that to damage these dudes as they dance around me. Luckily, none of them seem particularly interested in shooting me. Oh, I say that, didn't I? You say it's a skybox, but it looked like a floating object in the sky. Ah, yes, there we go. And I am proven right. I am proven true in my assessment. And again, I load the wrong save. Which means we start from the top of this mission again. Which means I can decide once more where to invest my stats. It didn't really seem like investing in weapons was doing much for us. But, I mean, what else am I going to upgrade at this point? If we get 50 more points, I can upgrade marksmanship one more time, I think. Or maybe, just maybe, do I need to kill any of these dudes? Eliminate the firing lines, repulse the ambush, find and capture the... Let's just see what happens. Because I know y'all are getting tired. People are dropping out. We're losing viewers. I posted cringe and I'm losing viewer for it. They're shooting maybe too much, unfortunately. And I know there is a literal ambush near the end here. that we may not be able to dodge so gracefully. That said, there is armor and health here. Let's quick save. Those are some more... Are we on Union side or Confederate side right now? Oh, that answers that. Let's just keep following this path. See, there's the ambush. Unfortunately, shooting these powder kegs does not actually cause a detonation. That said, we have a grenade here. One weird bright patch on that tree there. And I think if we just continue forward, unless the game really wants us to kill that enemy there. Oh, no, we should be good. And congratulations, you just completed the final level of the game. Visit the official site at godsandgeneralsthegame.com to get tips, walkthroughs, and the latest updates. We beat the game. I don't know if we need tips and walkthroughs so much anymore. I think we kind of got it. I think we kind of like finished it, and we got congratulations and everything. That site is not up anymore, by the way. You can get onto it from archive.org, though. Anavision. Reality is what we make it. And here we go. I will copy these credits at some point. Noticing a lot of similar last names, hailing from a similar sort of nationality. A lot of Ivans, Vlads, and Olegs in here, let's just say. Tatianas. Very special thank you to Marilyn, Sharon, Angie, Penny, Edna, Mr. and Mrs. Wells, for all the sacrifices you made while we played games. We especially thank Ron Maxwell and Mark Byrick for having the vision and perseverance to make this project possible. Special thanks to Ron's team. Special thanks to G&G Games LLC for all of your support and generosity. Maybe this is like Civil War reenactors. I'll look into that at some point too. I'll look into a lot of this stuff when it comes time to do an actual article here. Lithtech, Les Pardew of Alpine Studios for helping to fill little cracks here and there. Oh, I wish they had filled in some of the big ones. Dick Shotgun Weeks. I'm sorry, Dick Shotgun Weeks is the coolest fucking name and nickname. CivilWarHome.com. We'll check to see if that fucking website still works. Activision Value. Dave Oxford. Chad Kohler. Activision Value. Continuing. One QA lead. QA team. Yep, these are probably pretty standard Activision Value credits shared across several Activision Value games. Gods and Generals is 2003 copyright and trademark of Ted Turner Pictures. Barrick Maxwell LLC. Lithtech Jupiter system. I believe there's some speculation as to which branch of the Lithtech engine this uses. This should hopefully answer that question. And back to the main menu we go. That will do it for this game. Let's quit out of that. And the music finally ends as we exit out. There's one thing I want to try here. Not that. There should be auto executive. Okay. So this should give us some options here. I want to look for a few things, first of all. Speech sound multiplayer. Multiplayer. So I mentioned before how they were planning to upsell the multiplayer mode after release. And I'm wondering if literally enabling a line in the CFG here will enable that mode they would have potentially charged money for. I also want to see... Albert Hammock in the chat, by the way, is I would say a prolific runner of bad games. He's prolific to me. He's a legend in my mind. Do you remember, we were talking the other day, do you remember the line for NoClip? What the line in the code is that would potentially enable NoClip? I know we discovered this the other day. Me and him have been talking about some games also on this engine. But I don't remember. I think I was the one who found the NoClip code for Navy SEALs, weapons of mass destruction, but I cannot remember. That worked with the Die Hard Nakatomi Plaza game. It worked with another... Western Outlaw it also worked with. I think this is Jupiter. I think those are both Lithtech Jupiter, though. This is one more thing I want to try. I'm sorry for any of you still watching right now. I'm sorry you're watching. But also, I'm spending just a second here to try and find... Oh, that's yours. Speaking of Albert Hammock, there's a CFG that Monty kindly sent me. There should be... Is there another auto exec in here? There we go. Farzi, I think that might be like distance rendering. You can enable, disable bilinear. But there's a line here that should enable no clip. Player clip! Yes, yes. Not in the code by default, but let's see if adding that will... Add that, set to 0, and also I want to see what happens if we set the distance rendering down to a comparable value to this game. Alright, so now we have successfully tweaked Gods and Generals. I probably should have saved what the default value for that was, but... And let's go ahead and load our save from here. No, I don't think we got our no clip in. I think we have improved the performance though by setting that render distance down some. Yeah, so unfortunately that little trick does not apply to this game. That's all I wanted to see. Let's also see, I guess, if it reset the... Yeah, okay, so when it loads, it does something in the auto executive where it resets at the default value, so whatever I thought I was accomplishing by changing the render distance didn't actually do anything. That'll do it, then. That was a stream. Y'all sat through it, and I thank you for that. If you came in late, I'll leave the archive up. I'm not going to delete archives anymore. I had to set the player clip 0. I had it set the way. I copy and pasted it as 1, but then I set to 0 before I launched it. I think that's just not a game where it works, unfortunately. Or there needs to be some way to stop it from fixing and setting the I to default values when the game launches. I could torch you with another game, but I don't have the energy for that, to be honest. Maybe I'll stream more games over the course of the next couple of weeks, though, because we got some bangers here, and this is kind of what I've been in the mood to play as of late. More so than Doom Eternal, I've been thinking I should play more crap games on my Windows XP. Rather than testing the metal of my graphics card with some middling gameplay, I will... Oh, people are wondering what Night of Bush Capturing is. I suppose I can give you a couple seconds of this before we shut this stream down. Unless this gets our stream shut down. This is a game by the Islamic Media Front. It's a modification of a game called... This is Quest for Bush and Night of Bush Capturing. Then the Quest for Saddam was the original game. Was made by some conservative shithead in the early 2000s. And was like very racist against the Iraqi people. So Iraq... I should say the Global Islamic Media Front fired back, took his game, which he was charging money for, made a free-to-play version of it, with some model swaps and stuff. I will say this game has one of the best soundtracks in all of video games. I may have played this game several times. I may have speedran this game at a moment in time in a past life. Let's see if I still got any of those skills. I'll give you one level. Also, my mouse sensitivity is set way too high, so I'm not quite as adept as I should be at it. The guy who made this, I should mention, the guy who made this game originally, the conservative dude who made the racist version, was like a prolific Duke Nukem 3D modder, and then he decided to make a game on some throwaway free 3D engine in order to make a Quest for Saddam. And so naturally, that game shares that. This dude got so far as, like, they got into, like, Fox News and CNN and get interviewed about his fucking racist game. And there's, like, one CNN interview in particular, I think, where, like, the interviewer's, like, really enamored by him and is like, you know, so the kids are playing video games these days, I hear, and one entrepreneurial spirit has created a game to help players get back at the oppressive regimes and so on and so forth. Why not use the Duke 3D engine? I think they originally made a version of this on the Duke 3D engine, but then they wanted to sell it commercially so they could profit off of post 9/11 hysteria. And so we get this lovely product right here. Although Tony Blair ends up on here too. Do we need a key for that door? I asked to the nobody in the chat who's ever played this game besides me. I think this game I could usually be in 20 minutes, but I'm not going to do that. As quick as that is, I am fully out of juice. If we were playing Quest for Saddam, there'd be a statue we could topple here, and our player character would have some quip about it. Well, there we go. I didn't account for the dude at the bottom of the steps there. He got killed. You want to try again? Not particularly. Not right now. Maybe we'll get to that in another stream. Maybe we'll play that on a different day this week. I forgot I have House of the Dead 1 and 2 here. Those are there for fun. Those are actually good. Those are fun games. Everything else here, not so much. But, again, that is a problem for another day. What do I have? I haven't used the streaming setup in forever. What's my... Oh, there we go. That's a proper epilogue page. That applies. That's relevant to this. Thanking y'all for coming in, putting up with that game. Maybe we'll get back to doing this. Maybe we'll do some more stuff in the coming days, as I'm sure I've repeated myself a dozen times so far. But, yeah, y'all just watch Gods and Generals. That's, like, a feature-length playthrough right there. Actually, I think the movie itself is, like, 3 hours long, which is, like, crushingly long to put up with Confederate propaganda. But, you know, about 2.5 hours worth of the video game will get you plenty of that. All right, goodbye.